Today we're talking about instilling the love of Allah in the hearts and minds of our children. As parents, we're sometimes faced with questions from our children about Allah, the existence, and many aqidah related issues. Today, we'll be discussing the right approach to dealing with that, inshallah, in order to bring our children closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and reinforce their faith in Islam and mental well being. I'm very happy to have our guest today, Imam Hossam. He is the head of our education department in Muslimito, as well as a member of Al-Fatwa, of Al-Azhar Fatwa Global Center. He's also a lecturer in the Faculty of Sharia and Law in Al-Azhar University. Welcome, Dr. Hossam. Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Thank you so much, Susan Asra, for the great introduction. And it's always a pleasure to be here with you and all our dear respected viewers across the globe.
Thank you, Dr. Hossam. So if you can start our discussion for today, inshallah, by knowing the significance of truly knowing Allah.
Definitely. Today's or tonight's, depending on where our respected viewers are, topic and theme is one that's indeed of a paramount importance. And I cannot stress enough how important this topic is. How is it, in addition to being a great good deed through which the parents can get closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it is a great benefit to share with our children and our kids. And we can do this practically, and this is what we are going to discuss and to highlight through this webinar, inshallah.
Inshallah. Thank you, Dr. Hossam. Thank you. So I think we need to discuss, like how to maintain a positive opinion of Allah. And the right approach to deal with the aqidah related question.
Yeah, this is a very important question to start with, because it sets the stage for all the points that I have gathered and prepared to share with all our dear viewers. I'd like first, Susan Asra, to emphasize the importance of adopting a healthy approach as to how we deal with the questions of our children.
Mm-hmm.
It is natural that at a very young age, we will start to receive questions from our children, even all the way from the age of 3 years old. And the point is, what we need to focus on here is we need to invest in this. We need to get the best out of this curiosity, out of this intellectual interest, to find out more, to seek more answers, to be on a quest for answers. We need to invest in this. So we always need to praise our children when they raise questions, and we need to even be so happy when we receive such questions, and never ever to discourage them from this, or to like censure them for raising questions. Because so often, like what we get when I speak with young people, they say to me, I have always had questions, but my parents would always say to me, oh, astaghfirullah, how come you raise such a question? How you have to seek refuge in Allah from such thoughts. I understand the intention of the parents is good, and to bring them nearer and closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But the point is, we need to be careful, and this is why your question is important, how to have or develop the right approach as to how we deal with such questions. So we need to encourage them for raising such questions, and praise their intellectual curiosity to raise such questions, and always make sure that we provide the answer through dialogue. We respect their minds. No matter how young they are, we need to respect the fact that they are raising questions. And we need to be sharing the answers with them through a dialogue that takes into consideration their age and also their mental capacity. So
Mhm.
these are two important points to keep in mind. So here we need to start at a very young age with making this concept crystally clear in the minds of our children. And that's every question in Islam is most welcome. It is
Mhm.
great to raise questions. We cannot afford to dismiss the questions of our children on the basis of being trivial or nonsensible. No, at this age they are exploring. They are trying to find out more about their own selves and all that which is around them and the environment surrounding them. So my duty as a parent to effectively and successfully raise my children Islamically, especially with the goal of implanting and instilling the love of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the heart and the mind of my children, is to always stress the point that they are most welcome to ask questions. And in Islam, there are answers for each and every question. And Islam always respects the mind of the human being. Islam always offers answers that make sense. So this is why it needs to be clear in the mind of my child that Islam makes sense. Any question is most welcome. And with regard to the approach, we can do this practically. So speaking in the answer to this in very practical terms, there are three main strategies that I'd like to share with all of our dear viewers in this webinar to adopt and to implement, to implant and to instill the love and the nearness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the sweetness of faith in the hearts and the minds of our children.